Reddit, what was your first kiss like? My first kiss, I was only 15 at a time and I had just met a girl for the first time. We were getting on really well, so we went behind some recycling bins and had a kiss. It was fun. I liked being 15. Recycling bins, otherwise known as Reddit servers. I was leaving my best friend's birthday party and was in her basement with her and our two best friends. I tell her that it's time for me to leave and she asks for a goodbye hug. So I open up my arms and start to take a step forward when all of a sudden she rushed at me. I remember being like what for about a millisecond before my whole world narrowed down to these chapped lips pressing against mine. It was just a peck. Probably only about a second long, but I remember every detail about it. As she pulled away I could hear our BFFs gasping and squealing as quietly as they could. I just stood there stunned for a second, and she looked up at me with this super coy expression. Like, yeah, I just kissed you. What you gonna do about it? But I know her pretty well and she was probably gauging my reaction. I assure you, she did not have worry because I got the biggest smile and I grabbed her and kissed her again. And then we just stood there hugging for a minute while our friends had a small squealing fit. And then I went home. 10/10 first kiss. Would do it again if I could. I was 15, I think. I was sitting next to this girl I liked. We were talking and laughing. I suddenly realized, wow, our faces are really close. I hadn't noticed that. Then she suddenly leaned forwards that little bit more and kissed me. It was just a perfectly innocent kiss. No tongue or anything. Well, not at first, anyway. And it felt amazing. My mind kind of went blank. And you know how people talk about their hearts swelling? Yeah, that's what it felt like. It's a shame she turned out to be such a manipulative C in the end. Well, hot dang, that last line made me laugh. Attention men age approximately 26-30. If you ever got a birthday kiss in the lodge of a ski hill in Kewaskum, you were my first kiss. Sunburst frick yeah. It was the greatest thing I've ever felt. Let me explain. Before I was 21, I had no self-esteem. I didn't like any part of my body and I just didn't valued myself as relationship worthy. But I worked with that girl, 9/10 type of girl, totally out of my league. She kept smiling at me even though I was very timid, but I smiled back all the time. Then we talked, went on dates, studied together and things escalated. I was ready for a life of loneliness. I was sure I was going to die without even kissing a girl. Not even on a dare. I was prepared for that, but then it happened. We were in my car. She had to go work so I dropped her off, but before she left my car she just stared at me for a solid 10 seconds. I was like, frick this, I am kissing her, and I did, and she kissed back. I felt like I could achieve anything. That kiss meant a lot to me. It was my first kiss, with the one I wanted, but most importantly, and a lot of you might think it's selfish, but most importantly, it gave me confidence. Since that day, I got to like myself. I knew I was worthy of happiness. I knew what I had and what I lacked. I wasn't anxious of leaving home every morning for school work. I could look at any women in the eyes and have a normal conversation without cracking my voice because I am now equal to all of you. That first kiss made me want to live. I'm 21. You have given me a lot of hope, D. I was 13 and he was 12, but a very beautiful boy, blonde, green eyes, lovely smile. He thought I was a woman while his classmates were just kids. He also thought I was very pretty. Our parents were friends, so once, when his parents were visiting, we were hanging out in my room, sitting on my bed. He made the first move, hugged and kissed me. No tongue or anything, just a tender little kiss. He then went and shut the lights off, and then came back and kissed me again, more passionately this time. I was so in love with this boy after that. I was bullied in my school and was considered ugly by my classmates. So it was wonderful to have such a handsome boy having a crush on me. Nothing more happened after that night. Just some awkward phone calls, where neither of us knew what to say. Weeks later our parents fought and never talked again. As a result, I never saw him again. He thought I was a woman, while his classmates were just kids. I was 16, I think. I was at his house and we were awkwardly sitting on his couch. He then took my chin and gave me a kiss. It was so sudden and I didn't expect it at all because I was trying to figure out how I would go in for the kiss. Then after a minute of realizing what had happened I said yeah and made out with him for a good, solid 10 minutes. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. 12. Truth or dare on the bus home from a mountain weekend. She was the most popular girl in our little crew. Super cute. I was intimidated. Shaking a little even. Her lips were soft and moist. I was shocked, euphoric, triumphant simultaneously. I smiled. She smiled. I went back for one more. Success. Got teased a bit, but nobody else did any kissing that day. In that moment you were euphoric. A cold February night. I had just turned 17, as did he. We'd been dancing around each other since I joined the school that September. We went to go see Black Swan together and then he waited with me at the bus stop until my bus arrived. I was super nervous and didn't know what to do. He swept me in his arms and just went come here, then kissed me pretty well. It was awesome. 6 years later and I'm not scared of kissing him anymore. It was alright. It was also the first time I saw a girl's breasts. She had a really good set but had a hairy stomach. Like hairier than mine is even now. Still waiting. Fairly innocent with mouths closed and puckered lips together. The hard part was trying to figure out how long we're supposed to hold that position, but I do remember feeling wonderful. That was with my neighbor in 4th grade and there were a lot more firsts with her through the years. Cute. I was playing DDR with a friend in my basement, and she swore that if I could AAA a particular song, she'd kiss me. I did, and we did. It was pretty chaste, but it was pretty great. The first time I kissed a boy, it was long, wet and sloppy. I distinctly remember looking up at him afterwards, his mouth covered in saliva, as he said didn't get a good seal and smirked. I gagged. I seriously wondered if I was really a full-blown lesbian after that for ages. I was 15 and he was 17. We were driving around town in his forest green Toyota Tundra. We got some Taco Bell and parked in front of a haunted house. After finishing the food he just leaned over and started kissing me. Total tonsil hockey. I got really hot, literal not figurative, and pulled away pretty quickly. After a few giggles, we started again. I was already in love with him. My mom almost married his uncle when I was 3. Good thing that didn't happen. We lasted 3 years. The second guy I kissed, we had Taco Bell beforehand as well. Cool and thanks Taco Bell. Taco Bell is the ultimate wingman. My first kiss was stressful. I was in the 7th grade. My buddy was dating this girl named Court. I pretty much was forced to date her best friend. So we went on a lot of double dates. I came from a really religious family so I was not allowed to date yet. I was always stressed out when we were hanging out, since I knew in my little 7th grader mind I was breaking the rules. Anyways, we had been going out for a few weeks now. All I had been doing with her is holding her hands and hugging her at school. So we decide to see a movie on a Friday after school. We were about to enter the theater when Court holds me back from the group and says you will kiss her before the movie ends. I was barely getting comfortable with holding her hand, but now you want me to kiss her. I had no idea what to do. So it's getting to be the middle of the movie, and I look over where Court is sitting and she gives that look of freaking do it. Mind you, I had no idea what to do. So I decide maybe she'll pick up on what I am trying to do if I just lean over. Okay, you got this. Just lean over to her. Yup, that's it. Frick, she didn't see it. Dude, you just pretty much kissed her hair. Frick. I decide to try again. Nope, she's still not getting the hint. Finally I just kind of nudge her leg with mine and go in for it. She seems excited and we kiss. It was the most awkward, cherry lip gloss filled, with sparkles, kiss ever. My lips practically almost slipped off hers. Whatever. Mission accomplished. She later cheated on me and dumped me for this guy named Ben. It was gross. The guy just kept like munching on my face as though he hadn't eaten in a week and it was wet and sloppy. His glasses kept falling down and hitting me in the face too. I went through about 3 tubes of lip balm afterwards trying to heal my severely chapped lips. Sorry about that. My female friend decided to play wingman at a school dance and kissed me to make my girlfriend jealous, so she kissed me afterwards. Your female friends is the real MVP. Suru bad. I was 16. We were downstairs in my basement. He was longingly looking at me so I could tell that he was trying to pull something. As he begins to lean in, I turn away so that his lips miss mine. I then realize the severity of my actions and burst into tears because I ruined the moment. So he consoles me and we play poker. Lol WTF. Honestly though, as a junior in college I still get some really bad kisses. Guys just don't understand that drowning in their saliva isn't hot. She saw me coming in, then she turned her cheek to me. Forgive her Lord, for she knows not of what she's done, comma. Sadly, and with a bit of shame, I don't actually remember my first kiss. Disastrous. She was feeling brave and wanted to bite my lip for our first kiss. I got scared, pulled away and headbutted her. Her nose bled for about 3 minutes. Needless to say, we never talked again. My first kiss was at Christian camp when I was 14, in which we had Western night. The square dance instructor told us to kiss the girl on the lips and I was the only one who did. Go get 'em, champ. Comrade fear. First kiss was with my little sister. Sort of uncomfortable to think about in hindsight. I'd say my second kiss was the interesting one. I was in middle school and me and this girl share our first kiss. Teacher saw us and lost it. Made me spend the rest of the week in detention for PDA. On Friday when school ended, me and the girl were walking home together and the teacher then nabbed us was operating the crosswalk. So me being the defiant little crap that I was, and me knowing that the teacher couldn't do anything if I was off school property, I laid a fat kiss, my second kiss, on this girl the second we crossed the street. I've never seen a teacher so mad in my life. A teacher, me and this girl share our first kiss. Haven't had it yet. Minimal spittle is key. Wouldn't want to drown the other in saliva. Probably looked like a woodpecker. I had no idea what I was doing or who the girl was. Really, I was 14 or 15. I was 15 and had been spending quite a bit of time with an older boy, 17. I had met at school. We were both clearly into each other. I had made up my mind it was time for the kiss, but I was so nervous since I had never kissed anyone before. He was over at my house one night and I remember spending the entire time trying to get up the nerve to kiss him. I'd get close to him, like within kissing distance, haha, and then chicken out. Finally it was close to the end of the evening. I was sitting on the top of the stairs and he came and sat beside me. All of a sudden he gently turned my face to his and kissed me. It was perfect. I told him afterwards I had been trying to kiss him all night and kept chickening out and he was like, I know, haha. After his dad picked him up, I was so giddy my mom could even tell something was up. I couldn't stop smiling. We started officially dating not long after that, and eventually got married. Been together 15 years. I asked permission after sewing a girl for a month when I was 19. That kiss was Christ approved. I was like a woodpecker on a tree. I don't remember, it was in kindergarten. All I remember is her name was Nicole and the teacher started yelling at us. Had my first in kindergarten too, though I do remember it clearly. She taught me how to French kiss. It was nice. Happened on the first ever date I've been on. Met him online. After talking for a month he convinced me to go out with him. He lives 2 hours away, so while we were walking back to the station to get his ticket to go home, we passed by an empty hallway and he pulled me aside to kiss me. Honestly didn't think it was gonna happen, so I was super stunned. He did a quick peck, stopped, then leaned in again for a longer kiss. Kinda left me dazed for the rest of the day tbh. So yeah, pretty good first kiss. It was cute. Neither of us had been kissed before but we were, dating and we'd been talking about it. We were sitting on his bedroom floor watching Steven Universe and then after one of the episodes was over he just looked over at me and went in for it and it was sweet. Afterwards I banged the frick out of my head on his footboard though. That was kind of funny. Afterwards I banged the frick out of my head on his footboard though. Goddamn it. I was 6. He was dressed as Batman, and we were under his parents' dining room table. I actually had a teen date movie ESQ first kiss. My girlfriend at the time and I were at a Halloween party and went outside to talk. Some of our friends came outside and I said to her, hey, let's pretend like we are making out. She then looked at me and said, how about we actually make out? And before I can do anything, I was hot and heavy into my first actual kiss, which I am all but positive I completely fricked up. I'm so happy she did that cause I had no balls and would have never made the first move. In fact, I was a pretty big prude until I got to college and finally realized girls do like it when you make a move. Sucking face sums it up pretty well. Awful. How does one kiss like this is a serious question. No jokes. Embrace. Tip your head slightly to the right and hope they do the same, so your noses don't collide. Then move in and overlap lips. Well, I punctured my laptop screen and now I have to take it in for repair. Hopefully the guys at Apple won't ask me how I broke it. It seems that most people in this thread had a terrible experience. Well, mine was next to perfect. Some of my friends and I went to a river to camp and have a good time. And as the night carried on, we sat around the campfire talking and laughing. Meanwhile, I had this girl in my lap. This girl was basically everything I dreamed of. She was right tallness, 9/10 appearance and a great personality, funny and all that. We all got tired and went to our tents. We were 6 people sharing 2 tents. I, the girl I liked and one other girl went to one tent. As we lay there, the girl I was crushing on snuggled up close and started scratching my scalp sort of. After about 5 minutes of that, I gained enough courage and just went for it. It was amazing. She is by far the best kisser I've met so far. We kissed for about 2 hours, till we finally went to sleep. That was one of the best nights in my life so far. I was 22 when I had my first kiss. I was at my ex's house. We were drinking with a couple of friends, so naturally a game of truth or dare happened. So our friends dared us to kiss. She stood in front of me. I licked my lips in anticipation, and because they were dry, she put her hand at the back of my neck, and as she leaned closer I closed my eyes. Then I felt it. Her lips were unbelievably soft. It honestly felt weird. The way saliva was moving around our mouths was both gross and intoxicating. And as soon as it started, it ended. The smell of her perfume lingered and she left a sweet aftertaste in my mouth. Our friends cheered and we continued drinking. You have been visited by the romantic doggo. Comment love is magic so you never fall in the friend zone. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.